this is Les Nelson with Field to Feast. It's been a while since I've loaded up anything new. Many of you who follow my channel realize that I have not been doing anything with Field to Feast for about 5 months, and that's because I was shooting a feature film, producing a feature film called Rise of the Sea Urchins. Did that down in Forest City, Iowa, and that took a huge amount of my time because I was also trying to keep my regular business going. But yesterday I got out on the Root River. This has been a very, very buggy year. I've never seen black flies and mosquitoes like I've seen this year in southern Minnesota. And my cam op and editor Jed was with me. We took a couple of kayaks, went down on the north branch of the Root River and floated a section of river that's usually heavy with tubers and kayakers and canoers. And it was a Friday afternoon, but it was a stretch of water I wanted to fish, and so it was a little bit disrupted. The water was nice. It had a clarity that was about, I don't know, maybe 2 feet, and we floated that, and I caught 7 browns, and you'll get to see that now. All right, Jed and I are going to go fishing on the south branch of the Root River. Now the South Fork is down near Choice. South branch runs through Preston and through Lanesboro. We're going to be fishing a strip of the South branch. It is actually comes together in Wayland with the North Fork of the Root River, but this is called the South branch. This water's cold. The North Fork is actually warmer. You can smallie fish and fish walleyes in that one, but I'm going to fish trout today. We are actually going to put in an area. This is a very high traffic area. As a matter of fact, a bunch of tubers just got in the water. Normally I don't like to fish the weekends on this strip, but I want to fish this today. The water seems to be right. There's cloudiness in the water. Visibility is about 1.5 to 2 feet. Really good for catching trout. And I want to fish a calmer strip, and I don't want to fish a long time today. This is about a 3-mile strip. It should take us about 3 hours, 2.5 to 3 hours to fish it, and hopefully we'll catch some fish. 2 things running against us right now. We've had a lot of black flies, a lot of hatches because it's been so wet this year, and right now I've got them all around me biting black flies, which I do not like. Hopefully when we get on the water, the trout will have taken care of most of those, hopefully. Second, because of people being on tubes, it disrupts the water and makes it not so good for fishing. However, the water clarity is good for it, and secondly, I don't think it's been put a lot of pressure this year. It hasn't been good for fishing a lot. So hopefully we'll catch some fish. Jed's going to film some big stretches here. Hopefully we'll catch some fish. Now today I'm going to experiment, and this one's going to be a Panther martin versus Rapala that has a brown trout coloration. So lots of people love to fish Rapalas on this stretch of water, and I love to fish with the Panther martins. I'm going to take both of those. I'm going to use 2 rods. I'm going to fish some of it, maybe every 20 or so casts I'm going to fish with Panther martin, and every 20 or so casts I'm going to fish with a Rap, and we're going to find out what's the best on the Root River. So that's what we're going to do. Right now I'm going to get everything ready. The camera, when we're going through the rapids, is going to be in 2 big plastic Ziploc bags because can't afford to lose my camera. And everything else that we carry with us, like wallet and cell phone, because I always like to have it with, we're going to put in baggies, and that's the way we're going to take care of that. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm not going to put any sunscreen on. We're going to take those 2 kayaks right there. I'm leaving one of my kayaks here, and Jed has left his vehicle, so when we pull out he'll have a vehicle to bring us back and grab the trailer. So 2 baits, the Rapala with the brown trout pattern and the Panther martin with a gold blade and a brown trout pattern, and we're going to see which one's best today. So this is the Rapala I'm using, and you can see it's got a light green back, white underbelly specks. It has the pattern of a brown trout. So I'll be using that one. I'm going to start out with the spinner though. And obviously this is not scientific, because some stretches of water may be better than others. But I'm not sure what those might be. And that's my Panther Martin I'm using. That's a 1/4 ounce with a with an orange and black dressing. So let's see how it works. Now I have caught them on a first cast over in here, but today I'm not going to do that. We're going to go through some rapids. Jed's going to be diligent to take care of that camera. I'll see you at this first slow down spot. So this year has been really unusual. We've had a lot of rain all spring and summer long. And I probably got welts on me right now from in my ears with the black flies, biting flies, and almost never do you see mosquitoes or black flies on the water, but they're also a feast for the trout. I switched to the Rapala now. Both of the rods that I'm using are medium action 6-foot rods. And I'm using 8-pound fire line, and it's small enough for this type of water. Some people like to use 4-pound or smaller, but I use 8-pound because I don't like to lose lures. So they're both set up the same. Spinner, I haven't had a strike on this one. One nice thing about Rapalas though is if you do get a strike, it usually hooks the fish. They're pretty devastating with 2 sets of treble hooks, and some of them have 3 sets. Yep. Right there. Alright, first real trout of the day. Don't have him in yet, but now I got him. Alright, so here he is. Eater size. Stretch him out here a little bit. Don't kayak if you mind getting slime on your pants. It's not a good thing. And he is about 11 and a half. Ooh, and he almost just jumped out. So I'm going to string him up, keep him. I went kind of minimalist today. I did not even bring my vest. Run that hook that through his bottom jaw so he lives. And run it through this ring. Alright. That's second, number 2, right there. I'm going to hold him up, and then Jed's going to have to put the camera away because we're going through the rapids. He's not quite big enough to keep, but he was big enough to attack this Rapala. Rapala 2, spinner 0 so far. So I almost turned myself over, but I'm not carrying the camera, so it wouldn't have been as tragic. But anyway, Jed did the right thing. But I was busy with a fish, and but anyway, all's well that ends well. It was good. So I got one here. I'll hold him up. He's probably about 13 inches long. The one I just caught is this one right here. Using the spinner again, but now after catching 3 on the Rapala. This may be a Rapala day. So I've had some chasers. I caught one small one on the spinner. Actually, I didn't catch a trout. It was a little junk fish. But now I'm trying to fish the spinner. However, I think I'm going to switch back to the Rapala if I don't pick up some fish on this stretch. And then we're going to say that today, hands down, was a Rapala day. All right, we got one on. Jed and I are just having a little bit of lunch here, and this is one of my favorite places with a deep trough right by that rock. And I fished it down, and then I came back right before we were about to get in the boat, and I just hooked this one. So, and he is hooked. He is so hooked. I think I'm gonna have to keep him. But that's another one on the wrap. So anyway, I guess I should be getting sponsorship dollars for Rapala. But anyway, this is a good fish. Well, that's our fishing trip for today. It was dark when Jed and I loaded everything up, so we didn't conclude the trip last night. Plus, it was really buggy. It's been a crazy, crazy season for bugs here in southeast Minnesota. I opened up some of the fish that I had yesterday. They were just packed with black flies and other types of little bugs. So this has not been a banner year if you want to stay away from bugs in southeast Minnesota. We were fishing the south branch of the Root River, not to be confused with the south fork of the Root River. We were fishing the south branch just west of Lanesboro, Minnesota. I caught 7, 2 weren't keepers. I put them back. The one that I should have kept, I ended up keeping 4. The one I should have kept, I caught when Jed was shooting video of 2 eagles that we saw, that we passed under. It was awesome. And just about the time I hooked one underneath this eagle, Jed hit a tree that was hanging out in the water, and he sacrificed his body to save this camera, so I'm really thankful. But he wasn't able to get footage of me catching that one. And I was trying to get back to him to make sure he didn't dump his canoe, his kayak. I took the fish off, threw it back in the water, started paddling back just to see him clear himself. But all's well, because it was a great fishing trip. So I'm going to be loading more up as we go along during the summer. Jed's going to be shooting video of the trips. He's also going to get his fishing license, we're hoping, and we're going to have a good time for the rest of the summer. Enjoy the summer. Enjoy the beautiful creation that God has provided for us to be stewards of, and I look forward to talking with you and seeing you again soon. Thanks for watching Field to Feast. Please subscribe.